wrong. Holy shit. I'm alive. I'm alive and I am warm. I'm warm and I'm showered and I'm alive. Oh, wow. Mm. And it's a whole mess behind me and I literally don't care. I really just wanted to come. Oh, my eyes are so red. I'm sorry. Like I've been like trying not to cry since the heat came on and I'm not freezing to death. Oh my God. Not to be a dramatic ass bitch, but y'all. Hi. When I need human connection. It's a whole ADHD mess behind me. And normally I work like super hard so that y'all couldn't see that, but I literally don't give a shit. I am so glad that the electricity is on. I am so glad that I took a hot shower. I am so glad that I got to do something with my skin. I'm glad my lips aren't cracking and dry. I am glad that Bo is relaxed. I am glad I can drink this beer. I feel like such a delirious ass bitch and I'm crying. Like, oh my fucking God. I don't even know. I don't even know. Like, honestly, the electricity has been off since 3 a.m. Monday. I said 6 a.m. because like I went back to sleep, obviously. And the expectation is that like you literally in your mind, you're like, I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up and there was power. And then there was like no power. So we're just sitting there and my mom's texting me. And huge shout out to Jensen, Papa Jen, Slumber Reads, and Southern Cannibal. They have no fucking idea, but like I could listen to them and they were like lulling me to sleep. I don't know why I'm like such a crying ass mess. But it was just really scary. Like, I don't know. It's not that dramatic. I get it. I get that it's not that dramatic. I get it. I understand it. But it kind of was for me. It was so fucking cold. And normally when it's cold, you know what I mean? You go outside and you're like, oh, and you come back in and you're like, yay. But it was like you go outside, it was fucking cold. And you came inside, it was fucking cold. And there was just like no relief. And you had nothing to do, and I have ADHD and my mind. Fun secret, one of the biggest reasons I don't meditate is because when my mind has zero distractions, it is a ruthless, mean piece of shit that turns on me, and it is ugly. So I don't do silence. It is not a thing that I do. I'm not let's sit and no. My mind is mean. My mind is not nice. My mind is not kind. It doesn't clear and have beautiful thoughts. It clears and hashes over and rehashes and triple hashes over every single mistake I have ever made in my life and then proceeds to tell me what a piece of shit I am. So it is not my thing. Oh my God. It's not good for me. Silence is not a thing that works well for my mind. And oh my God, I'm so happy to see y'all. I'm going to start saying hi to y'all. I just came onto YouTube, so I can't highlight your comments, but I'm just coming in to say hi. And Lacey and Sharita and Emily, I'm so sorry that I haven't messaged you. My mom has my phone. She took it over to my auntie's to charge it. So hi, Maggie. Hi, hey, bae. Yes, hey, and Maynard Spaceship. I am all right. Hi, Cecily. Hi, Victoria. I am warm. My toes are warm. Hi, Pretty Flutter by Star. Like, hi, y'all. I don't know why I'm crying. I don't know why I'm crying. My toes. When you asked about my toes, like that was the thing. That's normally the thing that like. When my toes get cold, it was like always like a hot shower, is what I did. It was like, it's fucking cold. Let me just get in a hot shower and warm up my toes. And like, it would sting. And oh my God, thank you, Allie. Hi, Isabel, Felisa, Rowe. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm such a mess. I wasn't expecting to be such a mess. Hi, Liz. It's just so weird. Allie, I've gone through winter whiteouts before. It's traumatizing. I'm glad you have power again. I was worried about you and praying for you. Allie, thank you so much. I'm sitting here drinking a beer at 3:29 because I'm so relieved. And when it came back on, I sat there for a second and just stared because previously, like when they started doing the rolling blackout, like it went off and then it would like come back on and then it went off and then it came back on and then it went off. And when we got up around 6 or so, we were just thank you, Dawn. We were just expecting that it was going to come back on around, 10:30 or so, because they said rolling blackout, not forever blackout. And so we're just sitting there and we're like, okay. And then it wasn't coming on. And we were like, well, we need some hot coffee. So then we're like out here braving this shit ass roads, trying to get something like warm to eat because we prepared. Because they told us like it was going to be really cold. And oh, Isabel, yes, immediately. That's the first thing I did. I am clean. My skincare has been done. I took the hottest shower. I mean, like it was hot. Like I always take a hot shower. It's always on like the hottest possible level. Oh my God, Maisha, thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad me and Bo are okay. This is the most relaxed he's been. As soon as the power came on, he was like, because he's also been stressed because I'm stressed and he was doing all this stuff to try to help my stress. So he's just like, he was laying on top of me all the time and trying to keep me from freaking the fuck out. Hi, James. You caught me when I'm like fucking hysterical. Like I am hysterical. I cannot begin to tell y'all like the absolute it was awful. And Bo hated the snow. He hated the snow. Big ups to the comfy because the comfy saved my fucking life on being like warm. Like me and my mom were wearing comfies and riding around trying to find like warm food and coffee, Whataburger and Dunkin' Donuts. Y'all, that shit was lit. Like there were lines. I've never seen lines at either of those places before. And everybody knows Texas is like Whataburger is like an alternative church in Texas. For those of y'all that don't know. And the lines were so long because everybody who didn't have power was like there. Everybody in my area and surrounding areas, we all didn't have power. So we're all going to the same areas that we know have power. It was just, they were doing. Thank you, James. You don't have to promise. I know you're busy, babes. Thank you so much. Yeah, James got like Marco Polo to be like, look, snow. And then it was just like radio silence. Oh, Jill. Sending love from Houston. This is like Harvey level trauma for me. And so many across our state. Yeah, I did not expect to get traumatized by something as simple as a power outage. I feel like such a a weak ass bitch because I'm telling you, when the power came back on, I sat there and I was like in the bed, like holding my breath like a fucking squirrel about to get run over. I held my breath for a good, 45 seconds. And then I released it. And then I slowly started coming out. And I was like, is this for real? Is this for real power? Are you coming back off? And then I just immediately was like, I'm going to take a shower. I stripped down, I turned the shower on as hot as I could, stripped down. And as soon as I was sure that it was hot, I got it and my toes stung. It was just high victory begins in the garden. Yeah, Alexis. And I think that was the thing. If this had happened in the summer, it would have sucked. But there was something about it being fucking cold. It was 0 degrees. And so in the inside of my house was 45 degrees. There wasn't enough difference. I have to call the apartment office because I do think that the cold was starting to break my tile shower. So I have to call them. Because when I was getting in, I was like, what the fuck is this? And there's pieces of the cement that was in there. Keep it that shit. I need to call them for that because I'm I think it started breaking. even auxiliary power wasn't, because you know how, like, live in one of those buildings where everything is enclosed inside. So in order to get in the building, you have to have a key fob and all of this kind of stuff. Normally, when the power went out, the auxiliary stuff would stay. Like, there would be auxiliary lights so you could see. All of that was gone. So it was just like pure darkness. And so I had to get to where, like, I wasn't letting Bo out. Oh my gosh. It was just, yeah, dog brain cat scan. People in the Northeast and other places that get a lot of snow take for granted how organized our infrastructure for snow is. The struggle is real in places where this is a once in a century occurrence. Yeah, because the last time that this happened is 2011. I'm still mad at Abbott because our governor sucks. When this happened in 2011, which it wasn't even this bad, like it snowed and all this stuff, but when the power grid failed then, and they said they were putting stuff in place for that to not happen again. They didn't. I don't care what they say. They fucking didn't. Like, they just did not, because when the first notice I got that I needed to drop my thermostat, and most Texans did, to 68 was Sunday, when everything was already overloaded. It was too late. Like, they should have told us a Thursday or Friday, like, hey, everybody needs to drop their temperature to 68 to avoid, rolling blackouts and to help control the rising demand and all of this stuff. I got a notice from my electric company on Sunday, like Sunday night around like 9 p.m. or some shit. And I'm like, okay. So I went and turned it down, but by then it was like too late. I'm like, what? So, 3 a.m. And I remember, because I Marco Polo'd Emily being like, hey, it's 3 a.m. I have no power, like whatever. And then when me and my mom woke up, we were just like, okay, well, there's no power. And we were like around 10 blackouts. So we were like, well, let's go see if we can get something to eat because we're hungry. And let's see if we can get something warm to drink. So we made it to Whataburger. And on a different side of town, like we had to drive and some shit to get there. So we get to the Whataburger and we're like, all right. And we wait there, like everybody's waiting in these really intense, those Whataburgers and Dunkin' Donuts and Fort Worth and all the places that have power. Like, oh my gosh, big ups to y'all, because y'all the real ones. Y'all saved us. Like, we were. Try to remember its name if I can. Woman was going through it. She was going through it. We ate dinner. We went to pick up dinner yesterday. It took almost 2 hours for them to get food. They ran out of, like, they lost water while they were like trying to serve everybody, and they were so patient, and like they're losing it trying to get us food. And people, like, most people were very patient and not rude. There were a couple people who were like, you said that 30 minutes ago that my food would be ready, but I was like, don't be a dick, dude. Like, the entirety of this area over here is in this one restaurant. Let it go. Oh my gosh. Thorn. Yeah, it was no degrees outside. And that's the other thing, Allie. That's why we were really scared. And that's what I think started to like break me down, is the realization that if the power didn't come back on, this shit is supposed to start again tonight into Wednesday and Thursday. So knowing that I was without power Monday, most of today, I was like, if I don't get power today, because they had warming centers, but for me, I was like, I can't take Bo, and y'all's solution in this entire parallelogram is that you want me to go into a place filled with oodles of people to get warm so that I can sit there for a little bit and then come back into my cold house. I don't know how that's helping me right now. I was like, I don't want to be rude, but I don't know how that's helping me in any way, shape, or form. The last thing I need is to get exposed to COVID when there's no freaking power. So it was just, we're getting another round of the storm for sure. And my gosh, I don't even know what to say. Dawn, it was a straight up ice storm. Roads were awful. Yeah. Yeah, Kelly, it is nuts. This was not. Yeah, Maisha, people were working to like help us get fed. And here's the thing that people don't understand is it wasn't just rolling blackouts of electricity. They also did rolling blackouts of gas. And then they had to start putting a boil water notice in effect. I'm starting to cry again. So sorry. but they had to put a boil water notice in effect because the plants that have water, they didn't have power. So they didn't have they couldn't clean the water. So we're all getting bacteria in our water. And it's just like, how am I supposed to boil the fucking water when I don't have electricity? Like, it was just stuff like that. Like, all of us are sitting here just like, how am I supposed to fucking boil water when I don't have the gas and I don't have electricity? Like, what am I supposed to do? And like, for people who are making fun, you have to understand that like Texas does not get snow. This is not a place where we get snow regularly enough to have snow plows. It's not a place where we get snow regularly enough to have anything in place for this shit going down, except our power grid should have fucking figured this out. But this is not a place where this happens every year. We get ice regularly, but we don't get snow. And they were not even correct about the amount of snow that was gonna fall. They were like 2 to 6 inches. I think it was more. Josh, I think the mail is still running. The mail never stops. Like USPS doesn't give a shit. They're gonna make sure that shit happens. Oh, Emily, oh my God, you're here. Hi. But it's like, people just don't understand when they're like laughing and joking and being like, ah, ha, ha, the South doesn't know how to handle storm. And I'm like, we don't get snow. We don't, like, this shit does not happen here often enough for us to like have preparations. The cost to the city of having snow plows and all of this stuff to any city in these areas, it far outweighs, like, for them at the time, the cost, because again, the last time we got snow like this, 2011. So if they had equipment this entire time, like they're paying for and upkeeping and all of that for like 10 years, for like nothing to have happened in 10 years, they're not going to do it. I mean, no one would, you know what I mean? Why would you do that? So it's like, of course they don't have stuff to prepare for it. And they never think it's going to get as bad as it does. And they just didn't, the power grid wasn't prepared to handle this. So we just never, and we all thought it was going to come back on. And that was the thing. You sat there. So we went out, we got food for like breakfast and lunch. And then everybody who went and got stuff at the grocery store, all of us got stuff thinking that we would be able to cook, and none of us could cook anything. We couldn't cook a damn thing. Like, the power goes out, there's nothing that you can cook. I'm in an apartment, so it's not like I can grill, you know? And I don't have a grill because I have neighbors who have grills and they will grill. So like, all the food that I got is wasted. Everything in my fridge and freezer, gone. Like, I can't use it because it's all spoiled. It was only going to last for 4 hours. And by the time we realized that the power was going to be off longer than that, it was too late to save the food. So it was just, and at some point I just, like, as I started to realize that my food was wasting, this is some dramatic ass bitch shit, but I just felt like I was wasting away and rotting too. Like, my food is rotting and I'm like, so am I. Yeah, Dawn, yes, your hubby is correct. Our couple of inches is like 5 feet of snow in Pittsburgh. Yeah. Texas is flat. That's the other thing. Texas is flat. A lot of the South is flat. There are places that are hilly, that's called hill country, but like, as a general rule, it's flat as fuck. And all of our freeways are in the sky. Like, so that is not like the shit we're used to dealing with. And it's just like, now we have to go and repurchase food. Hi, Bo. Bo says hello, everybody. So now we have to go and buy all new food. And I think most of us aren't going to do it. We're afraid to, because if the power goes back out, we just don't want to have more wasted food. And just like, there are so many places. Yes, Sharon, I am warm. I am warm. I am comfy. I'm actually getting hot now. Because like, when I tell y'all that like, if you do not have the comfy, like, you need to get one. It is so warm. I had on a sweatshirt and then I had on like my thermal. I had a thermal, a sweatshirt, and my comfy, and that kept me like together. Yes, their pipes have busted. I actually don't need a cooler. I just started like when I started buying stuff again recently, like we went out this morning and I finally got some coffee. Like this is how bad it was. People would see other people with coffee and be like, "Excuse me, where did you get coffee?" And I'd be like, "The 7-Eleven on," and tell them which street it was on. But hi, Eeyore. Yeah, see, Panther, I didn't think to put everything outside because by the time that, like, I don't know what my brain was thinking, but my brain really was like, the power's going to come on any minute, y'all. You'll see. Like, it just, like, that's what my brain kept trying to do when it wasn't like mercilessly pummeling me with like what a piece of shit I am. Like it was like the power's gonna come on any minute. It was rough. Like I think the hardest thing was like how my brain just was being mean, and that is why like in my everyday life, I am not kidding, I usually have the TV on. I will have a live stream or a video on my laptop. I may also have a live stream or video on my cell phone. I will also be playing a game. All of that helps me to like narrow a focus to like whatever it is that I wanted to do. Like a lot of times, some of my best video ideas have come out of me like having all of those things happen. And then I'm like, ooh, and I pop up and like all of this happens. My yaya says, when I was a little girl, one year we had a bad ice storm. The temperature was below 15 for over a week. We put our food outside in trunks. Yeah. I just like, I know you're not a hugging person, but I want to scoop you up and hug you. Please let us know how we can help you. Yeah, that was the hardest part because like people were like, can we send you stuff? And I'm like, I need books, but I don't think anybody's going to deliver them. And reading by candlelight fucking sucks. It's awful. The candlelight keeps flickering and it's hard to see. So most of us do not know how, like, I know the survivalists have entered the fucking chat. Like, this is what happens when we depend on technology. Whatever, Chad, you're telling me this on your cell phone. I don't care. My mom is over at my auntie's house. I didn't go because I couldn't bring Bo, and Bo was kind of stressed out by this shit. So, like, it's like, it's so stupid. I get it. I get that it's not like the most life-threatening thing ever, but there was just something. When I would go outside when it was dark, I'd go out on my patio, or sometimes I would just look outside. And there was this like eerie light because of all the snow on the ground. So like the white's reflecting. And it just made me feel like really alone and scared. Like, I don't know. It's stupid. It's like really dumb, but it just made me feel like just adrift in the world. Like I would call my mom and we would talk, and my mom lives in the same apartment building. So we were just like riding around in fear together. It just was like, nah, it was just like, and like I said, it was hard to go outside where it was fucking cold and then come back inside and it's still fucking cold. Like there was like no relief. It felt like there was no relief. Like you're literally going from like cold to cold, like cold, less cold, cold, less cold. Bo, I had to pick him up from the middle of the street because he refused. He did not like the snow. He did not like the depth of the snow. And he would just get upset and just kind of start lying down. He was like, no, I can't do it. So like a car was coming and they slowed down so that I could pick him up and get him out of the street. It was just like, so let me just tell you, if there is ever an apocalypse, I don't want to live. I don't want to live. I don't want to live. Like if there's like a Walking Dead kind of, like, please someone come to, I don't want to do it. Like, don't make me. I don't want to. I am not supposed to do that. Like that is not, I am not a survivor, bitch. Okay. Oh my God. Like I just like tried to drink out of the wrong side of his beer. Well, y'all, thank you. Everyone is lost when stuff like power goes out. I was almost a day without water a few weeks ago because of a leak. It was horrible. Oh, Venus. I did get to speak some German to myself poorly from a book I was reading. I may have invoked some spirits, and maybe that's why the power is on. Just kidding. Oh, I love that you're using the sad cat, Polly. I love it so much. Here, let me put. Yeah, there's how much snow? I feel like it was like 6 or 7 inches, but I don't know for sure because I really feel like the news tried not to make us feel like more hope. Because here was the thing, a lot of us couldn't access it, and like a lot of people, myself included, had to resort to like getting in their cars and just kind of driving around a little bit to charge their cell phones. Because like they knew people were wondering, where is it? Give it to me. Give it. I have your ball. You want it? Throwing it that way. Okay. But a lot of us were like, large amounts of us were quite literally like using our cars to charge our cell phones. And then you had to be super careful about it because I don't know, Christina, bless you, babe. Large or like it depends on the sweater, but I think large or extra large, usually XL helps them. If you want to, you don't have to. It was just like, and you wanted to be connected to people. Like I wanted to talk to my friends, but like all of those apps like eat battery, so it was like I had to go and like bitch and like get a small connection and then immediately be like, okay, close everything, close all apps, just sit there. And then I would close all apps so that I could sleep because I have to sleep with like noise. And I would close all apps and then like turn on Southern Cannibal, Slumber Reads, or Jensen. And I would just wake up every few hours. So like I would just alternate between them telling me like creepy stories. It was amazing. So I have power, Tia. I don't know who else has power. I like a friend of mine I know was waiting. Thank you for coming, Amber. I appreciate ya. So I don't know, like my fear right now is that like I'm enjoying this and then they're gonna like do another rolling blackout and I'm just like, no. Yeah, Brenda Lee, it's absolutely silent. And silence wakes me up. No, we do not know how to drive in this weather, Panther. It's very interesting. My mom does it. Like I had to get after it at one point because I was like, Mom, because she started moving forward. I'm like, stop moving forward. She's like, what? I'm like, he's stuck. Just sit here for a minute. She's like, oh, well, I thought he was moving. I'm like, no, he's stuck. That's why he's not going any further. And I honestly don't think I would have noticed that if I hadn't fucking worked in automotive as long as I had. So I could just see like, I don't know. Yes, 93 Runt, we are okay. Like our entire family was calling and checking. And it's just whenever they're able to get to us, because what happened is like some of the plants weren't even able to generate power, like at all, because they lost power. So the plants that were supposed to generate power lost power and could not generate power. Like it was just kind of a nightmare. So it's just been I've been a miserable ass bitch. And I'm going to see about taking Bo outside so that hopefully he'll be less stressed about going potty this time. But I really just wanted to pop on here and have human interaction for a second because I was just like, I don't know anything. I can't talk to anyone. So thank all of y'all. Thank all of y'all who've been kind. Thank all of you for your warm wishes. I'm getting weepy again. I am so happy that I have electricity. I don't know how I don't know how we live without electricity. Like, I just feel like if this had happened this summer, like it would have sucked. But like, it was 0 degrees with the wind chill making it -15. So like, I love y'all so much. Thank you. I am taking Bo out so that he will attempt to potty. We'll see if that happens. And thank y'all. I will see y'all when I see y'all. Whew. Mwah, mwah. Much love until next time. I'll probably try to pop back on later if he's all good and let y'all know that we still have fucking power. Love y'all. Have a great day. Thank you for the love. Mwah.